Good morning all, hope you're doing well. If you're tuning in me live, I hope you're having a good day so far. And thank you for being with me at this moment. If you're tuning in at a later date, I hope you have a good practice also. This morning, this class will be a 45-minute foundation Hatha class. That's our beginner accessible, beginner friendly class. Always working within your comfortable limits. Feel free to play around with the practice, but no pressure, no force. If it's comfortable for you, I encourage you to be in a seated position. Any variations being welcomed, any meditative posture where you can maintain a lifted spine. If you find it challenging to maintain in a seated position or any other variation of being in a seated position, a lying down position is welcomed. So take a few moments to really adjust and to find a position that's comfortable for you. If you're in a seated position, perhaps you adopt your hand gesture, your mudra if you find that that's helpful. The spine is lifted if you're seated. If you've chosen a lying down position, adjust the body to where you can really feel that it's held and it's comfortable. But no matter where you are, eyes closed, mouth closed. I will just take a moment to really arrive and create space for the practice. And within this space that you're endeavouring to create, you're not trying to resist, you're not trying to push away any thoughts. Instead, we'll just encourage a gentle shift of the awareness as you bring your awareness towards your practice by checking in through the physical body, through the mind. Notice through the body how body feels. Notice through the mind what's the condition. If you notice any areas of particular holding or tension or discomfort in the body, be there for a moment. And within the observing of the mind, not trying to change, just notice if you feel rested, if you feel alert and present, or agitated, frustrated. And with this attuned awareness, we'll softly bring the attention upon the breath. With the intention of just simply witnessing and experiencing the breath. And we'll do so at the very tip of the nose. Just notice sensation. Feel and experience the breath. The sensation for the inhale. And the sensation for the exhale. Be with the full cycle of the breath. As the mind begins to wander, bring it back. Note the sensation, the difference between the inhale and the exhale. Sensation for the inhale, the sensation for the exhale. If you're in a seated position, please do remain as you are. If you've chosen any other variation, if you're lying down, just begin to start. Take a moment to come to your side. Being mindful if there's any dizziness present, take a moment, and when you feel steady, then push up. Namaskara Mudra. If it's comfortable for you, palms lightly press in front of the chest. Take a moment, set an intention, sankalpa, or dedication for your practice. Release your hands, chin to chest. A few gentle blinks, opening of the eyes. Namaste. We'll softly raise the legs up, raise the knees up, adopting a cross-legged position, then raising the knees up, drawing the thighs in towards the chest. So we're aware that we can have the hands behind if necessary. Little practice, the thighs, the shins, maybe your wrist or forearm. How tall can you truly sit? Step the chin back a little And if you haven't already done so, begin to put a little conscious effort into your breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. All is well. In your next inhale, actively lift your chin towards the ceiling. Think lifting the chin rather than dropping the head back. As you exhale, allow your chin to drop towards your chest. Notice the sensation on the back of the neck, the response in the front of the throat. Next inhale, back to center, gaze straight ahead. Set the chin back a little, and as you exhale, allow your right ear to drop to your right shoulder. Mindful that you're not looking for the shoulder as the whole head will turn. Maintain it as a side fold. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Left ear, left shoulder. Not fighting for equal depth on either side. Any pressure, please be before these points of pressure or discomfort. Don't move into pain. Inhale, center. Keep the neck nice and long. As you exhale, turn your gaze to your right. Feel the length in the neck, the length in the entire spine. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. What's the difference? Inhale, back to center. Releasing the clasp of the hands, the shins or the thighs, and we'll readapt or come into the first time if you're in lying down position, a cross-legged position. Sit as tall as you can, keeping the spine centered, right hand right side and behind, left hand hooks over the thigh. As you inhale, sit as tall as you can. As you exhale, gentle twist, feels good, gaze forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, smoothly back. Releasing the hands out to either side. You can be on your fingertips, your palms, your fingers, or your hands are in line with your hips. Initially, we'll keep the hands grounded. Your next exhale, fold to your right. You can slide the right hand out. Folding from the waist is the intention. Keep the left buttock muscle grounded. Inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. If this feels good here, we'll raise one arm also. As you inhale, raise your left arm up. Shoulder height with the palm. Arm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold to your right. If this is challenging, please keep the left arm grounded. Inhale, back. Exhale, release. Inhale, right, raise the arm. Flip the palm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back. Exhale, release. Inhale, the left arm. Exhale, fold to your right, whether you're raising the arm or it's grounded. Inhale, back. Exhale, release. Inhale, the right arm. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back. Exhale, release. Smoothly release. We're going to come front. You can do so by sweeping the legs around. If it's accessible, knees high. Heels tuck under a little further. Hands front and raise tall in the knees, but don't fight. Confront in whichever way is necessary for you, and once you've arrived, take a moment to set up. Shoulder over the wrist, fingers well spread. Knees underneath the hips initially, so you know that your thighs are vertical, then they go wider from that point. So your wrists, your knees and your toes, which are pointed, are in a straight line. All is well here. Really spread the fingers. Pressurize the palms. And we'll begin to make full movement through the whole of the torso. Just allowing the breath to flow. Notice the response. As you circle back, the reaction in your knee, your hip, outer and inner. As you circle front, the reaction in your shoulder and shoulder blade. The reaction in your wrist. Can you work with the arms a little straighter? And then changing direction. Start with smaller circles as you change direction. Build towards bigger. As you inquire again into the reaction, know that either side can be different. What's the response? Beautiful, and back to center. Shoulder over the wrist as best you can. Dropping your head down for a brief moment, checking out if the toes have come together. If they have, you can maintain the toes where they are, but as best you can, little by little, working the toes back out to where they're in line with the knees. We'll endeavour to keep the hands where they are also, and as you exhale, bend at the knee. Without disturbing the position of the hands, the intention is sitting all the way back. As you inhale, elevate back up. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, raising up. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, raising up, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Mindful if you have any tenderness in the wrist. If it's comfortable for you, maintain the arms straight, but bring the shoulders just a little bit beyond the wrist, but don't fight for depth. As you exhale, push back. Inhale, raise up, shoulder over the wrist. If it's within your comfortable limits, perhaps you go beyond, but recognize if you're bending the elbows to achieve this. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, raising up. A little bit beyond, arms working straighter. Exhale, as you push back, tuck the toes. Sit on the heels if comfortable. If this is a challenge for your toes or your ankles, please maintain toes on top. If all is well, perhaps a little sway side to side. If your toes are tucked, perhaps you can feel a little toe stretch. Loading a little differently as you encourage a little sway. Beautiful. Come to rest with your sway. Slowly return. Shoulder over wrist, untucking the toes. Toes in line with the knees to the best of your ability. A few gentle rounds of tiger breathing. We'll move with the breath, thinking head last thing to move. As you inhale, arch through your lower back. And feel the middle back, progressing to the upper back. Slightly lift the head, no pressure on the back of the neck. As you exhale, head is the last thing to release. Round your lower back, push away the mat lightly. Your middle back, upper back, then releasing of the head. Rounding up the spine. Inhale, arch, lower, middle, upper, lightly lifting the head. Exhale, round, lower, middle, upper, releasing of the head. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Your next inhale, back to an easy spine. Tucking the toes, sitting back. The toes can be on top. Recognize the reaction in the wrists. Recognize if you have any stiffness in your hands, the reaction at the base of the thumb, particularly if you're doing a lot of typing, holding up a mouse, so on and so forth. Breathe. Beautiful. As you inhale, we'll endeavour to raise back up. Encouraging the knees to come together, and we'll untuck the toes as they do so, knees and the feet. Take your hands to be a little wider than your shoulders. Any pressure or any sensitivity in the knee or the hip, please mindfully apply. Your next exhale, push your hips to your right. Keep both arms straight. As you inhale, center. Exhale to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center. We'll bring the hands back into your original position underneath the shoulders. Keep the toes together. We'll endeavour to take the knees nice and wide apart, working as wide as your mat. From here, sitting back in the heel or working towards. A few variations with the hands. The first variation option is extending the arms far front. And then perhaps access with the forehead to come to mat. If necessary, stack palms or stack fists and be aware that your hips can be higher. There's no pressure on the neck. A few steady breaths. If your arms are fully extended out in front, push away the mat lightly. Lower belly, little active. Beautiful. Now you can remain here, but if all is well, step by step we'll endeavour to arrive at a Mild downward facing dog. Please choose an appropriate variation for you. Being as you are, little practice, however, raise the hip. Take the feet to be shoulder distance apart. Take the toes under. Still good to raise the knees. The knees will come in line with the toes now. And push the hip up and back. Being mild downward facing dog, we'll focus more on keeping a good bend in the knee and encouraging length in the spine. Raise the hip. Breathe really well. If this becomes challenging at any moment, please round the knees and take rest. The intention from here is an effortless forward fold. If you find that challenging from the downward facing dog, please ground your knees and come to standing whichever way is necessary for you. Then explore from top down. All is well, however. Bend the knees a little further. As you inhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. A good bend in the knee. Feet are maintained at shoulder distance apart. Choose appropriate depth for you. If hands come from out ease, they're there, up off the mat's beautiful work. If necessary, torso parallel or higher. And hands in support from the thighs if there's any pressure on your back, and if you're experiencing any dizziness, please choose this third variation. Good bend in the knee. Feel a weight in the feet. Can you raise all of your toes? Grounding of your toes. Your next inhale, maintain the knee over the ankle as best you can. Can you lean back a little? And as you inhale, push through the feet lightly. Roll up through the lower back. Recognize how heavy the arms and the head are. As you continue to inhale, explore your middle back. Notice there's still a bend in the knee. There's no rush. As you come up through the upper back. Oh, and the head is the last thing to lift. Take the time. If you come up too quickly, you can get dizzy, so no rush. Once you're up and you're feeling steady, bring the feet together, come into Tadasana. Feet together, toes and heels to touch. Take a moment to shift the weight around and see if you can share the weight evenly. Front of the foot, towards the heel, outer edges and the inner edges. The hands come to the sides of the body, fingers a little spread, helps the shoulders to roll up in a touch. Gaze is front, and remembering chin a little back. Often we'll extend our face into our phone or our screens come for a long time, so as best you can, draw the chin away, back to the neck. Steady breath. Very comfortable. Maintain an even weight in the feet. As you inhale, raise the arms out to the side. Shoulder height, flip the palms in line with the ear. Still good. Smoothly bring the arms up straight and lightly gaze to the thumb. As you exhale, release. Shoulder height, flip the palms face down. Bottom of the breath, hands to the thighs. Inhale, raising the arms. Flip the palms shoulder height. The intention is bring the arms in line with the ears, but if you find this is challenging for your shoulders or your neck, arms as low as you need to. Exhale, release out to the side, shoulder height, flip the palm to face down. Inhale, raise it. How firm are the feet? How even is the weight? Exhale, release. Inhale. Very comfortable, be there for a moment. If you're looking up, there's no pressure on your neck. Feel that firmness in the feet. The light engagement from below the navel. Beautiful. If you're looking up, maintain the arms extended, but bring the gaze to be straight ahead. And take your feet now to be shoulder distance apart. This is good. Your arms also come shoulder distance apart and the palms to face front. Maintain focus on the point in front of you, below the navel lightly engaged. As you inhale, raise on the mount to the toes, keep the arms extending. As you exhale, simultaneously release the arms and release the heels. The intention is hands to thighs and heels to ground at the same time. Inhale, focus on your point, try not to push the hip front, keep the hip a little back, smoothly raise. If you have any tenderness in the ankle, please mindfully apply. Exhale, release. Inhale, smoothly raise it. Not fighting to bring the arm in line with the ear. Respect rather the reaction of the shoulder. Exhale, release. Inhale, raise. Exhale, release. Inhale, raise it. Feels good. Be there for a moment. Breathe really well. There's no pressure on your knee. Below the navel is lightly active. Maintain focused on your point. Beautiful. Now, this is good. You can maintain as you are, but fall as well. Staying on the toes, step the foot, step 1 foot rather, right or left, about 3 foot apart. So an extra foot apart or so. Then as you exhale, flip the palms out to the side. Simultaneously release the arms. And release the hips. Slowly release it. How light do the shoulders sit? The feet, we're working towards about 3 foot apart, so if necessary, you can increase the distance. Having a look at the back of your heels or the front of your toes, whichever lining is best for you to notice. Heels or toes in a straight line across the front. Hands on the hips, little challenge in our balance, little challenge in our hip opening, so please mindfully apply if you have any tenderness held in your hip, your knee or your ankle. Recognize the steps. Feels good, turn your right toes out a little and the left toes out an equally small distance. You feel steady with focus on your point, right toes out a lot and the left toes out a lot. We're mindful of the balance. Below the navel engaged is a slight tuck of the pelvis. Then still good here, your next exhale, you're bending at the knees. Your knees are shoot out in the direction of your toes. Recognize how lifted your spine is. Coming out to the depth that you can maintain this lift. Often will mimic depth by thrusting of our ribs or hinging front from the hip. So as best you can, maintain lifted. Sternum back, shoulder over hip. Well, they work from there. Focus on your point. Breathe. Chin side a little back. Beautiful. Now take care. Pressurize through the feet. Pelvis still a little tucked as you inhale. Come all the way up. Feet back to parallel. Then if it's within your comfortable limits, feet wider. So the full Utthita Hatha stance if you're familiar, that 3.5 to 4 foot apart. And then release the hands and the thighs. If you have any challenge in your shoulders or if you're feeling your shoulders are fatigued this morning, perhaps you work from the point of hands and the thighs. If all is well, perhaps you maintain and work from the point of arms shoulder height. Little challenge in the coordination, so we'll take the time. As you inhale, flip your right palm to face the ceiling. Bring your right arm to be straight line in line with the air. Left arm is up from shoulder height. Sternum is back. As you exhale, fold to your left. Inhale, smoothly back. Exhale, release the right. Shoulder height, flip the palm to face down. Inhale the left. Flip the palm. Arm in line with the ear. Exhale, fold to your right. Recognize that you're folding from the waist. Inhale back. Exhale, release. Shoulder height or lower. Inhale, raise your right. Exhale, fold to your left. And I'll be here for a moment. If this is challenging, hands can be done with the sides of the body. Feels good, mindfully applying your up. This 90 degrees is maintained between the arms. Fold from the waist. Hips square. Sternum back. Inhale back. Exhale, release the right. Shoulder height, flip the palm down. Inhale the left, flip the palm. Arm in line with the ear, create the 90 degrees. Exhale, fold to your right now. Folding from the waist. Recognize a beautiful opening on the left side of the body. Starting on the hip, opening up through the side. But don't fight for depth. Recognize the even weight in the feet. Any pressure on the right knee, come back up as you need to and share it more with the left leg. Inhale, smoothly back. Exhale, release the left. Shoulder height, flip the palm down. If your arms are at shoulder height, release to your thighs. On a light, rolling out of your shoulders. One direction. Apart. If you have any challenge in the shoulder, perhaps this is the variation you're going for as you just went through. All is well. Maintain the length in the spine. Turn your left toes in a little. Pivot on your right toes, your right heel rather. Point your right toes out. And draw the left hip back. Squaring the hip and squaring the shoulder. Arms maintain a shoulder height. If it's comfortable for your neck, turn your gaze to look at the right hand. Still good. Flip your palms to face front. Then on your next exhale, fold to your right. You're folding from the waist. You're keeping that left hip drawing back. Come into the depth where you can maintain even weight in the feet. If it's comfortable for your neck, softly turn the gaze up. If there's any dizziness, please keep the gaze straight ahead or keep the gaze down. Likewise, if you experience any challenge in the neck. Beautiful. If you're looking up, turn the gaze side or down. As you inhale, feel a mark come up. As you exhale, palms to face down, bringing your feet back into parallel. And we'll change sides. If necessary, rest the arms, then change. Right toes in a little now. Pivot on your left heel, left toes out, drawing your right hip back. So hip square front, shoulder square front. Comfortable for your neck, gaze to your left side, palm to face front. As you exhale, fold to the left from the waist. You feel steady, slightly turn your gaze up. Necessary, if it's necessary, even gaze side or down. Beautiful. If you are looking up, turn the gaze side or down. As you inhale, come back. Exhale, palms to face down. Feet back to parallel, heels in line. Then release the hands. Lightly rolling out the shoulder. One direction and then the other direction. Shoulders free. Stepping the feet back into about 3 foot apart. Now I know you're probably hoping we'd go there one more time. To the Utkatasana, hands on the hips. Focusing the point in front of you, turn the right toes out a little and the left toes out a little. Recognize the depth that's comfortable for you. Feels good to have the right toes out a lot. Focus on your point and the left toes out a lot. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Sternum maintain back. As you exhale, bend at the knee. Not fighting for depth. Chin, sit a little back. Sternum is back. Focus on your point. Recognize the beautiful reaction. Inner thighs and groin. The calf muscle, arches of the feet. Release the toes. Mindful you're not gripping the toes with the mat. Not gripping the mat with the toes even. Super. Pressurize the feet as you inhale. Straightening the legs. Feet back to parallel, and you can step or you can walk your feet back together, whichever is best. Turning towards the front edge of the mat. We'll come about a foot's distance from the front of the mat. Feet shoulder distance apart. The intention is a straight-legged forward fold. If you have any challenge in the back of the body, mindful of the depth you come in, and perhaps you maintain a mild bend in the knees. If it feels good, playing around with straighter legs. Hands will rest on the thighs. You're facing towards the short edge of your mat, feet shoulder distance, hands on the thighs, pushing the bum back a little. So the bum is behind, the hip rather now is behind the heel almost. You'll be hinging front, you'll feel a hinge front from the front of the hip line rather than a rounding of the lumbar. We'll endeavour to maintain this length. As you exhale, legs straight, hands on the thighs, smoothly work front from the hip. Now the intention is you work to the point where legs are straight, and you can tune in and feel by sending one hand behind. Where do you round through the lumbar spine? Through the lower back. Can you work to the point where you can maintain the lower back a little straighter and take weight on the thighs? Allow the hands to pressurize lightly against the thighs. Super. A mild bend in the knees if you haven't already done so. We'll stretch the hands in front of the feet, your fingertips or maybe your palms. Then this is good. Keep the feet at this lining, the shoulder distance apart. Walk your feet a good distance towards the back of the mat. Into Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. The good distance between the hands and the feet. If this is challenging, the resting warrior is also welcome. If it feels good, just for a brief moment you're up. The intention, you're working towards maintaining even weight between the hands and the feet. Really spread the finger. Ground the palm entirely. Gaze straight down. Mindful you're not dropping the head and checking out the feet. And this feels good. Your next inhale, bring your shoulder over the wrist. Come into Dvaya, the plank pose. If you find this challenging, please don't fight. Round your knees. Build your practice from here. Just for a few steady breaths. Perhaps you're up. Gaze slightly front. Sternum drawn a little back. Push the heel away. Straight line, heel to the head. Beautiful. Now if you haven't already done so, ground your knees. As you exhale, squeeze your elbows close. Ground your thighs. Come down in whichever way is necessary. If comfortable, roll down, belly, chest, chin. Once you're firmly grounded on top of the toes, feet together, toes and heels to touch. And if this is challenging for your neck, please work with your forehead grounding. We'll practice the chin. Hands either side of the chest now, sliding back if they're a little front. Elbows squeeze close to the body. Base of pelvic and buttock muscle lightly engaged. As you inhale, roll the shoulder, raise the head and raise the chest. Note you're not dropping the back of the head towards the upper back. Keep the neck long. Exhale, release. Inhale, smoothly raise it, but please mindfully apply no fight through the lower back or the neck. Exhale, release. Inhale, release. Exhale, release. Inhale, release. Very comfortable. Maintain it here for a moment. Any challenge in the neck, please drop the chin. You're very familiar with just playing around. Perhaps you raise your hands a little up off the mat. But how firm are your feet? Feet are working towards being together, and maintain the feet grounded. Breathe. Beautiful. If you raise your hands, grounding your hands. As you exhale, take care as you come down. Pressurize the hands lightly into the mat. Bend at the knee. Mindfully apply. Keeping the feet and the knees together if that's successful for you. Sitting back on the heels is the intention. Grounding the elbow, bringing the heel and the palm together and lightly cradling the face. But no pressure on the neck. If necessary, allow your head drop down a little rather. And you can have the hands either side of the ears or the temple. A long and steady breath. Super. Lifting the head slightly so you can release the hands and extend your arms as far as you can up in front. Take the knees to be a little wider so you can create some room to extend your torso a little further front. Setting up for the Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. Maintain the distance between the hands and the feet. Raise the hip if you are choosing to come up, but don't fight. Feet shoulder distance, take the toes under. Raise the knee, torso slightly back. Mindful and not pushing strongly back and leading with the ribs. This can create a little compression in the middle back and discomfort in the shoulder. So just gently back, working towards straight line wrist to hip. If necessary, maintain bend in the knee. Little practice towards straighter leg. Super. The intention from here is a seated position, then on your back, and you're welcome to arrive there in whichever way is necessary for you. Little practice and play around, bend at the knees, right knee, right wrist, shin diagonal, left shin or ankle, stacks on top, and sitting back, then coming onto your back, mindful of any solid objects behind you. Once on your back, just a little rolling side to side. And coming to rest with your rolling. Keep the bend in the knees, welcome the soles of the feet to the mat, as wide as your shoulders. Hands up to the sides of the body, the heels slide in to greet your fingertips. So your knee and your ankle are working towards being stacked, the knees working towards rather being stacked over the ankle. Pressurize the feet firmly into the mat, chin in a mild double chin. As you inhale, push the feet smoothly, raise the hip, lower, middle, and if it's part of your practice and there's no pressure in your neck, the upper back. As you exhale, release down, upper, middle, lower. Inhale, pressurize the feet, smoothly push the hip. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, push the hip. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, feel the pressure in the feet, smoothly push the hip. working up to your comfortable edge. Maintain the neck steady as best you can. You know, it can be tempting to look at the screen or to roll the head, but as best you can, keep the neck steady, gaze towards the ceiling. Pressurize the feet, the hips are lifting, base of pelvic buttock wants to lightly active. Maintain it here for a moment. No pressure on your neck, no pressure on your hip to lower back, and no pressure on the knee if you're maintaining. Breathe. Exhale, release down, upper, middle, and lower back. Take care, no rush. Feel the firmness in your feet as you release. Once you're firmly grounded, edge your feet together, toes and heels to touch. Extend your left leg straight and draw your right thigh in towards your chest. Your left hand grabs the outer edge of the right thigh. Your right arm, straight arm, palm facing down, or perhaps if the space is restricted, a cactus arm. 90-degree arm. Next exhale, draw your right leg over towards the left side of the body, but only to the point that you can keep the back of the right shoulder grounded. Feels comfortable, gaze to your right. A long and steady breath. Inhale back to center. Smoothly extend the right leg straight. As you exhale, now bend the left knee. Grab the left thigh with the right hand, left arm, shoulder height, straight arm, palm down. Exhale. Draw the left leg over. Cactus arm if necessary. Back of left shoulder working to be grounded. But don't fight. If required, don't fight the neck. Gaze can also be straight up to the ceiling. Inhale smoothly back to center. Maintain the left leg where it is. As you exhale, bring in the right leg also. Hands down by the sides of the body. Now, the intention here is the knees and feet together initially. Then send the thighs away from the body to where your knee is stacked directly over your ankle. Can you maintain an engagement between the lower back and the mat here, or maybe a mild arch? But most importantly, your middle back is firmly grounded, and the chin is in a mild double chin. Hands down with the sides. So be here. Breathe really well. If you need to lessen the intensity, draw the thighs forward towards the chest or ground the feet at any moment. All is responding well. Keep the position of knee in relation to hip, but just take the knees a little further apart. So your knees, a little distance to your knees, so your knees, either knee is directly stacked over hip, being here. Very comfortable without disturbing much, just raise the lower leg up. The intention is raising the leg up to where a 90-degree angle is created between the back of the thigh and the calf muscle. Push the heel away lightly. Nice reaction, mild arch from lower back, middle back connected, chin and a mild double chin. The feel steady, right arm up towards the ceiling, and the left arm up towards the ceiling. Fingers point up, palms to face each other. Stack the hands over the shoulder as best you can, drawing the shoulder lightly back. Be aware of the steps. You can be at any. Feels good you're there. Mindfully applying your practice. Beautiful reaction. Front to the hip, top of the thigh, to the lower belly. Beautiful. Exhale. Thighs towards the chest. Grab the legs. Feels good for the neck. Head towards the knee. Round the spine. Nice tight. As you inhale, release the legs. Release and rest in Shavasana. Making all of the necessary adjustments so you can release and rest rather in Shavasana for a few moments. Being on your back with the knees bent or straight, on your side or on your front. Make all of the necessary adjustments. Allow the eyes to close and the mouth closes. And as you come towards the end of your morning practice, you're working with the intention of creating further space to absorb all the beautiful changes created from your practice. To allow the body to settle, allow the mind to settle. And when you can feel this settling, feel that the body is beginning to release. Know that there's nothing more required of you. End of your practice. Know where you need to be right now, nothing to be done. Simply by allowing yourself to be here is more than enough. And within this freedom, within this allowing, set your attention free to move softly through the body and just to notice the response to your practice. Any release, any vibration, any pulsing. Begin at the toes and allow your awareness to move up through the body. When you've arrived at the crown of the head, no rush in doing so. Allow your awareness to drop down and take residence in the space of the heart for a moment. Be with the heart. In the seat of intuition, what arises? And from the space of the heart, allow your awareness to softly move to the very edges of the body. And then softly begin to extend beyond. And with the awareness extending beyond, allow it to transition to a more everyday awareness. This everyday awareness influences your breath, being a little fuller, a little more conscious. The breath begins to stir the body at the toes, at the fingers, up into head and neck. As the feet come softly back together. The right arm extends up overhead and behind, left to the belly, folding the left knee, and gently roll to your right. Come onto your side for a moment. And once you feel steady, push up to any seated variation, eyes remaining closed. As you come to the end of your practice, you grant yourself one last moment of solitude to note any difference, physical body or mind, to the start of your practice. And gently bring the palms together and rubbing the palms, creating a little heat. Placing the hands lightly over the eyes. And extend a massage throughout the face. Taking the hands a small distance away from the eyes. And gently blink the eyes open, gaze into the palms. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Hope you had a good practice. I hope the rest of your day goes well. I look forward to seeing you at your next practice. Thank you.